Welcome back, friends. Okay, so as you know, this is our first class. Actually, it's the first demo session. So probably next couple of days, we'll just go with some very basics of networks and basics of the servers. Okay, so this is our first official demo session, and let's see what we can do in our next couple of sessions. See, we'll just try to build everything. We'll just try to, cover all the fundamentals, what we need, so that, we can understand the advanced concepts very well. Okay, so today, tomorrow, and after tomorrow, we'll go with all the basics of networks and all the basics of let's say servers and the cloud computing, whatever is needed for us to learn in this networking course. We'll just try to go with all the basics. Once we cover all the basics, we'll be more than ready actually to understand all the advanced concepts there. Okay, and as you know, 9 p.m. is for CCNA. So majorly we are focusing on the networking side only. But in between, we need to add some topics that are related to servers, topics that are related to cloud, topics that are related to cyber security, so that we can get big picture, that we can understand things in much bigger way. Got it? So again, welcome back, friends. This is the first demo session today, and today we'll just try to go and see very basics and very fundamentals of our computer networks. Fine. Now, let's see. Okay, the rules remain same actually. If you have any questions in middle of the session, feel free to send your question in the chat box. Like I said, every session is recorded here. Okay, and all the recordings will be shared with you through a Google Drive. So whenever you have any questions, whenever you have any doubt regarding anything that we are covering in this particular session or anything that is related to this particular technology, anytime you can send me the message here. I don't know, hopefully after a couple of days, I'll share my WhatsApp number actually. So in case if you have any questions while you do practice, you can simply ping me on my WhatsApp number. I'll be more than happy to help you there on my WhatsApp number. It is just for, testing actually, but still it will be more than useful for you. If you are stuck anywhere while practicing, let's say in the servers, or let's say in the networking part, or let's say in the cloud computing, AWS and all those things, wherever you're stuck, just ping me. I'll just try to answer you as early as possible. I'll just try to reply you as early as possible. Okay, so I'll share the number hopefully after like a couple of days. Okay, fine. So let us start our journey with a very basic question. Like, what is a network? What is a computer network? See, the basic definition, what we know about a computer network is a network consists of two or more computers and devices that are linked in order to share resources and exchange data. This is what we know, right? And this is what is actually a computer network. Connecting devices together so that we can exchange our data and share our resources is our computer network. Now, when I say data, when I say exchange data, I'm literally talking about every type of data. It can be email, it can be SMS, it can be a document, it can be some photos or videos or graphics, or it can be some online, if you're watching some online movie there, or let's say you're watching some live sports there, everything comes under data, right? So the main purpose of a computer network is we can exchange data and we can share our resources. So what is a resource here? A resource means, let's say, internet connection. Like, for example, if there are 300 persons working in a company, there are 300 computers in a company. How many internet connections we need to take there, friends? Only one internet connection. Take one internet connection and share the internet connection with all the 300 people, or let's say 3,000 people, or let's say 30,000 people. So this is what this is sharing your resources. Okay. So a computer network is collection of devices connected with each other for the purpose of sharing resources and exchanging data. Now, the question here is how these devices are connected, how these computers are connected with each other. The computers are connected with each other majorly through cables. Okay, there are certain cables we use in computer network. Basically, there are two types of cables we use in computer network. One is actually known as fiber optic cable and other one is actually twisted pair cable. So these are the two cables we use. Hopefully in coming classes, we will see more about cables, but as of now, we can connect all the devices by using cables or through wireless technology. So you know very well, right? If there is a wireless technology, cables are not needed. But my friend, 90% computer networks across the globe, they are connected with each other by using a cable. Cable network is more preferable. Cable network is more safe. Cable network is more faster compared to the wireless technology. Wireless technology is very limited in nature actually. So over the internet or within the company, we prefer cables for connecting the devices or for making communication between these devices. Okay. Now, let's take a very general example now. Let us imagine there are two computers here. This is one computer, let's say green computer, and there is a blue computer here. And these two computers are connected with each other by using a cable, right? Two computers, they are connected with each other by using a cable. Now, my question here is, if two computers are connected by using a cable, can they communicate with them or not? Can they communicate with each other or not? Connections is already established. Two computers are already connected with each other. So once the connections are established, can they communicate with each other? Answer is no. They simply cannot communicate with each other. See here, my friend, there are two things actually. One is a connection, one is a communication. Connection means taking a cable and making the connection is connection. Communication means we need to install some operating system there. We need to install some applications there. We need to configure some IP address there. We need to enable some protocols there. So once you do all these things, then the communication will start. So technically, we call it as network and networking. Network means making connection. Networking means making communication. Connection, communication, both are different and both are needed. Connection should be there as well as communication should be there. If there is a connection, without configuration, there will not be any communication actually. Got it? So this is your computer network. Now, there are many types of computer networks we have actually. These are some of the very basic and very most famous computer networks we have. Local area network, metropolitan area network, wide area network, wireless, campus, and cloud network. So today we'll just try to understand what are the different types of computer networks we have. Okay, so these are not the only networks we have actually. Beside this, we have like few more different types of networks, but these are the very famous computer networks we have across the globe. So let us start with our local area network. See, if you know how the local area network is built, if you know how the local area network is designed, it will be super easy for you to understand all the other types of networks actually. Okay, so let us try to spend more time learning and discussing about this local area network. Okay, now name says everything. One very simple, tip here, friends. Whenever you're learning anything that is related to computer networks, let us say server administration, cloud computing, cyber security, CCNA, Windows Server Administration, whatever. Whenever you're learning any technology, just try to see the name of the concept that you are learning in the technology, and just try to understand the name in general language. Okay, when I say local area network, just try to understand what is local, what is area, what is network. These are your English terminologies, right? So local means which is there within small geographical area. Network is a network. So when I say local area network, it means a network that is spread within a small geographical area like a room or a building. That is considered as a local area network. See, when I say in a city like Hyderabad, Google people have a branch. Amazon people have their branch. Microsoft people have their branch. IBM people have their branch. So that particular branch is there within a room or within a building, maybe 3 floors, 5 floors, 10 floors, 20 floors. It is there within a building. So I can say Amazon people have local area network in Hyderabad. Amazon people have local area network in Bangalore. Amazon people have local area network in Singapore. So the branch is actually a local area network. And when I say branch, it is there within a building, right? Is it possible like, few people are working in one part of city and other people are working in other part of city? No. So they are working within a geographical area, within a small geographical area that is maximum a building. So that is a local area network. And the devices which are there in this local area network, they are obviously connected with each other. And the connection can be wire connection or it can be wireless connection. It can be cable connection, it can be cable-less connection. Okay. Suppose imagine there are 30 computers, or let's say 300 computers, or let's say 3000 computers. So if you're connecting 30 computers, you can connect them by using wireless or wired technology. You can connect 300 and 3000 computers by using a wire or through wireless technology. But friends, I can say this with 100% guarantee. Across the globe, 90 to 95% computer networks, they are connected by using wires. They are connected by using cables. Like I said to you before, cable network is more trustable. Cable network is more safe. Cable network is more secure. Cable network is more faster. So if there are 30 computers, 3000 computers, or even 30,000 computers, wire is a recommended media. Wireless is also possible, but still administrators across the globe, they prefer cables to connect all the devices. Okay. And once you connect devices with cable, what is the other advantage you have here? Your data exchanging speed is very high. You can exchange data with each other with very high speed. High speed means how much speed actually? High speed means it can go up to 1000 Gbps. 1000 Gbps per second. That much data you can transfer, my friend. 1000 GB, sorry, 100 Gbps, not 1000, 100 Gbps. 100 Gbps is some, bandwidth there, right? It is some speed there. Okay. Over the internet, how much internet connection we are getting actually? 1 GB, 2 GB, 5 GB, right? Or maybe actually we are getting only in MBs, right? 1 MB, 10 MB, 100 MB, 200 MB, or let's say 1 GB or 2 GB. Or within a local area network, how much speed we can get, my friend? We can get up to 100 GB of speed. This is one advantage we have in the local area network. The speed is very good here. Okay. And whenever you talk about local area network, there are certain devices that we need to talk here actually. The devices are obviously your laptops and desktops, your servers, your routers, switches, firewalls, NIC card, wireless access point, some storage devices, and few more devices. So literally every local area network on the face of the earth, a company which is considered as a very small company or a company which is considered as a MNC, multinational company, a company which is there in India or a company which is there in China, a company which is in Russia or USA or Brazil or Australia or any place on the face of the earth, my friend, the computer network will look like this. A computer network will have laptops and desktops, servers, routers, switches, firewalls, storage devices, and few other more devices. These are the common devices we use in every computer network across the globe. Okay. Now, you can see here, this is a computer network. Now, when you talk about router, this is your router. Maybe we can take a router from Cisco company, like CCNA is what Cisco Certified Network Associate, right? Cisco is the company that manufactures your routers, or Juniper. These are the two very famous companies actually that manufacture your routers. What is the work of a router? That's a different discussion that we will see most probably tomorrow. But as of now, there is a router, okay? And that router we can take from Cisco or Juniper, okay? Now coming to firewall. Again, we can go with Cisco or Juniper, or there is something called, FortiGate, and there are many other companies like Palo Alto and all the other companies. So we can still go with Cisco and Juniper here. So see here, friends, these are the two very major devices we have. One is a router and one is a firewall. Let me just add few extra things about a router and a firewall. Let me just show you how these are so important for us for our computer network. So if you go with a firewall, firewall is a device that will protect your network from unauthorized access. I repeat, firewall is a device that will protect our network from unauthorized access. So literally every company, they need minimum one firewall. Now coming to a router, router is a device that will make communication from our local area network to the internet or between our branch office to the other branch office. So without a router, literally the communication is not possible. If you talk about a bank, let's say SBI Bank, how many branches these people have in India? There are totally 22 to 23,000 branches SBI people have. Such a big network, right? 22, 23,000 branches. Within a city like Hyderabad, there are nearly 600 branches actually, 600 SBI branches. Now, have you ever imagined how these branches are communicating with each other? The router is a device that makes communication between all these devices actually. Without router, simply communication is not possible, my friend. I repeat, without router, we cannot establish communication between all these branches. Okay, so every SBI bank, they have, or every SBI branch actually, they have routers as well as firewalls. Now, within the company, within a branch, to make communication between all the devices, we need switches. Again, we can go with Cisco switches or Juniper switches. These are the two very famous companies. Okay, so every local area network or every computer network have switches, routers, and firewalls. And you know, friends, in coming 30, 35 days, what we are learning? We are learning about switches, we are learning about routers, and we are learning about firewalls. We will see by using a firewall how we can protect our network. We will see by using a router how we can make communication between all the branches. We will learn how to use a switch, how to configure a switch, and how to establish communication within our company. So any computer network in any company, these three devices are literally mandatory. And CCNA is a course where you are learning about these three devices: routers, switches, and something about your firewalls. Got it? So this is a local area network. Now, what is a server? What is a client? How the internet is shared with all the devices? That's a different discussion. But as of now, I hope everything is clear here now. Firewall, routers, and switches are mandatory devices we have to take in every network. Okay, and these are the three devices which we need to configure. They will not work on their own. Just remember one thing here, friends, whether it is a router, firewall, or a switch, all these devices we need to configure according to our requirement. So how to configure those devices? What are the types of devices we have? What are the protocols we need to enable there? What are the security measures we have to take? This is what we will learn in our coming classes in our CCNA course. Done? Now, let's move and let's see a few more things about this local area network. Okay, so within a local area network, we use certain services actually. Remember the terminology server or services. Like for example, I am sending an email to you. That is called as a service, a email service. You are accessing a web server. That is called as a web service. You are printing something. That is called as a print service. So there are many services we have in every local area network. To begin with, AD is the most important service in local area network. AD stands for Active Directory. I repeat, Active Directory is literally the most important services in every local area network in last 3-4 decades actually. I'm not talking only about 2024, 2025. I'm taking everything from 1990s till today. So Active Directory is the most important service in our local area network. And where you are learning about Active Directory, you are learning about Active Directory in your Windows Server operating system. Active Directory is a service that you can use only in Windows servers actually. It is not available in Linux servers. Okay. So beside Active Directory, there are few more services like FTP, DNS, DHCP, mail server, print server, file server, database server, web server. There are many more servers available. There are many more services available. So we'll just try to go a bit deeper into these services in our coming classes. But as of now, every local area network will have these services. Active Directory will be there, DNS server will be there, DHCP server will be there, print server will be there, FTP server, and few other services will be there. Okay. See, as of now, we are connected to this session through Zoom meeting. But you know, my friend, this particular DNS server and this DHCP server is working for us. Without this DNS server and DHCP server, these connections are not possible. Internet is not possible. This is such important services, my friend. So what is DNS and what is DHCP? We need to see in great details. But as of now, just try to remember, in every local area network, we have certain devices and we have certain services. So what are the devices we have? Routers, servers, switches, firewalls, all these are the devices. And what are the services we have? Active Directory service, FTP service, DNS service, mail service, web service, file service, database service, application service, And like this, we have like few more services there. Got it? Now, when you talk about local area network can be configured as a work group model or server and client model. These are the two ways in which we can manage a local area network. These are the two ways in which we can configure a local area network. It can be configured as a work group model or it can be configured as a server client model. As of today, I can say 95 to 98% cases across the globe, the local area network is working in server and client model. 97 to 98% cases, it is server and client model. Maybe 1 or 2% cases here and there, it can be work group. But 97 to 98% cases, it is what model? It is server client model. Now, let us try to see briefly what exactly is this server client model. See here, friends, we have a couple of servers here. You can see these are pretty big machines compared to your laptops and desktops. So we have like a couple of servers and there is a client here. There is one more client which is using laptop. Here also there is a laptop. Here some tab. Here there is a client again. So within a company, imagine this is user number 1 and let us say this is user number 3000, some medium level company. So if there are 3000 people working in a company, all these 3000 people are connected to server, or all these 3000 people are connected actually to servers. Multiple servers will be there. If there are 3000 people working in a company, I can say the number of servers can be anything between 70 to let us say 150 servers. It can be a bit less than 70 or it can be a bit more than 150. But on average, let us say 70 servers can be there or 100 servers can be there, or it can go up to like 150 different physical servers. So all the 3000 people are connected to the 70, 100, 150 servers. Few people are connected to email server. Few people are connecting to file server. Few people are connected to web server. Few users are connected to, let us say, database server. Like this, every user will connect to their own server and they do some activity there. Okay. Now, when you talk about the server, actually, server is first of all a very big physical machine, high configuration physical machine. Okay. So if you go and take a laptop, how much you need to spend to take a good configuration laptop actually? What you mean by good configuration laptop? Processor should be at least i5 or above. RAM should be minimum 16 GB or above. Storage should be, let us say, 1 TB or above. That is a good configuration laptop, right? So if you want to take a good configuration laptop, you may spend, let's say, $1,000, right? 80 to 85,000 Indian rupees. In 80 to 85,000 Indian rupees, you will get very good configuration laptop. But to take one server machine in a company, you'll be spending probably, let's say, $3,000, or it can go up to $15,000. One server can cost a company 3,000, 4,000, 7,000, 9,000, 15,000, or maybe more than 15,000. It depends on the configuration of that particular server. So let us say you are spending around $5,000 on one server. How much? $5,000 on one server. So 5,000 will be how much in Indian rupees? Approximately 500,000. That is 5 lakh Indian rupees. You're spending 5 lakh Indian rupees only on one physical server actually. So like this, how many servers we need to take? 70 servers or 90 servers or, 150 servers or 170 servers. If a company is bigger, let's say 4,000 people working, 10,000 people working, 20,000 people working, then the number of servers can be, let us say, 300 servers, 500 servers, 1,000 servers. And each server is costing us 5 lakh Indian rupees, 4 lakh Indian rupees. Oh, that is too much, right? But company have to spend that much money, because without server, there is no business. Without server, there is no application. Without a server, there is no data. Server is mandatory. So we need to spend a lot of money on server. Now forget about servers. What about routers and switches and firewalls? A router you may get in $3,000. Switch you may get in $1,200. Firewall you may get in, let's say, $2,500. So everything is in some hundreds and thousands of dollars here. So at the end of the day, my friend, the total cost of your data center or the total cost of your computer network can be in some crores of rupees. I'm not counting the laptops and desktops here. I'm simply counting routers, switches, firewalls, and server. So it can go up to some, let's say 5 crore rupees or 10 crore rupees, or even 20, 30, 50 crore Indian rupees. That much money a company will spend on the infrastructure, because without the computer infrastructure, without the computer network, there is no business, right? There is absolutely no business. So the company have to spend that much money. Now the question here is, after spending that much money, some crores and crores of Indian rupees, like I said you before, a server, a firewall, a router, or a switch, will they work on their own? Can they work automatically? Absolutely no. Servers cannot work on their own. Routers and firewalls and switches, they cannot work on their own. Servers will work according to the configuration what we do. Routers will work according to the configuration what we do. Firewalls and switches will work according to the configuration what we do. They just try to obey what we try to configure. They just try to follow our instructions. That's it. They're not working on their own. Whatever server you take, whatever high configuration server you take, whatever high configuration router or a firewall you take, the routers, the firewalls, the servers, they work according to our configuration. And this is what we need to learn. In CCNA, you need to learn how to configure routers, switches, and firewalls. In Linux and Windows servers, you need to learn how to configure servers. CCNA is for routers, switches, and firewalls. Linux and Windows servers is for server configuration. So literally, we are covering the major part of our computer networks. You simply cannot show me a computer network where servers are not available, firewalls, routers, and switches are not available. So the package what we have designed here is literally a package that can get a job in any company, literally any company on the face of the earth. Okay. Now let us go back to server again. So like I said, we need to spend that much money on server. Now after spending that much money on the servers, what we do then actually? We install our applications like a web application or a file application or a email application or a database application. Every application will be there on a server. Every application is installed on top of the server. Okay. Every application is installed on top of the server. So in every server, my friend, there is a operating system. For example, there is Windows Server operating system, or there is Linux Server operating system. Again, 97 to 98% cases across the globe, in a server physical machine or in a server virtual machine for that matter, there is a Windows Server operating system or there is a Linux Server operating system. Got it? There is a Windows Server or there is a Linux Server operating system. So in our package, we have CCNA, and the other part of this package is we have this server administration, Windows Server as well as the Linux Server administration. Got it? So this is the way a computer network is designed. This is the way a local area network is designed. These are the four major components or four major devices we have in every local area network. Just go back in history. Let us go back in 1990s. From 1990s till today, these are the four major devices we have in every computer network. This is one of the reason actually, for last 30, 35 years, there are always jobs available for network administrators and server administrators. Till today, 2025, today is 27th January 2025. One of the most needed people in every company is server administrators and the network administrators. Okay, someone can say, what about cloud computing then? We'll come to that point hopefully after a few minutes, or maybe let's say tomorrow. But as of now, cloud computing is there, but still we have the servers. Cloud computing is there, but we still have the routers and switches and firewalls. Whenever I take AWS classes or cloud computing classes, I get one question in most of the classes actually, or most of the batches. They will say, what about networking jobs, or what about servers jobs, server administration jobs and all those things? What about cloud computing? Will it take all these jobs? I always say one thing here, my friend. Cloud computing will not take the network administrator job or the server administrator job. It simply cannot take network administrator job and the server administrator job for sure. So what is the purpose of cloud computing? How it is, helping the company? That's a different discussion. We will see. But as of now, I'm saying one thing here. Cloud computing will not take the network administrator job. Cloud computing simply cannot take the server administrator job. it is a great technology to learn. It is a great technology to use. It is one of the most demanding technology in last 3-4 years. And this cloud computing technology will remain in great demand for coming many years to come, my friend. There is no doubt in that. But this technology simply cannot take the roles and responsibilities of the network administrator or the server administrator. Got it? So this is about local area network. These are the devices we have. And what are the other devices you see here? Computers, laptops. These are just the devices using which you are connecting to servers, right? That's it. But the major devices here are routers, switches, firewalls, and servers. Okay. So who will manage a local area network here, friends? Every local area network is managed by server administrators, network administrators, desktop administrators, storage admins, virtual admin, security admin, and many more administrators. So our roles and responsibilities, what we learn in CCNA and the Linux server administration is about network administration and the server administration. Okay. For storage, there are different technologies. Virtual administration is VMware, the virtualization technology, or it can be cloud computing. That's a different roles and responsibilities. But the package what we have designed here, CCNA and the Linux server administration is for server administration and the network administration. And not only server administration and network administration here, friends, with this, we can jump into cloud computing. We can go into cyber security. We can move into DevOps. Okay. So this is your local area network. One of the drawbacks in local area network is actually cost. Just now we have done some calculation here, right? How much we need to spend to buy one server? Some thousands of dollars. So some lakhs of Indian rupees. How much money we need to spend to buy routers, switches, and firewalls? Again, some crores and crores of Indian rupees. So one of the drawback in local area network is actually cost. And because this is a drawback, because this is a very big drawback actually in local area network, we have the concept of cloud computing. Cloud computing will reduce the overall cost of our local area network, but it will not eliminate the server administrator responsibility and the network administrator responsibility. I repeat this again and again, cloud computing will not take the responsibilities of server administrator and the network administrator. We people are needed in every company till today, and we people are needed in every company for many years and many decades to come. Okay, so this is what a local area network is all about, my friend. So just take your time, 30 seconds, just try to analyze everything. Just try to see how the local area network looks and just try to understand the roles and responsibilities of the network administrator. So as a CCNA guy, you'll be working on this router, you'll be working on this switch, and you know you have to work somewhere on this firewall as well. Okay, and this router, switch, and firewall are Cisco router, Cisco switch, and Cisco firewall. And what if you get a job in a company where there is a Juniper router or a router from some other company? My friend, technology will remain same. I repeat, technology will remain same. Some commands can be different. For example, there is a concept called IP address, Internet Protocol Address, one of the very big topics we have in CCNA. So IP address concept, IP address we need to configure on a Cisco router or on a Juniper router or any other company router. There is a protocol called EIGRP. EIGRP. This EIGRP protocol we need to configure on a router. So whether it is a Cisco router or a non-Cisco router, we have to configure EIGRP. Theoretically, it remains same. Practically, some basic differences will be there in commands. That's it. So overall, whatever we are learning in CCNA on routers and switches, this is literally same on all the other company devices. The only difference can be there in some commands there. Okay. Now let us go there and see few routers and switches before we move to some other stuff. If I say Cisco router here, normally whenever people talk about router, they just talk about the Wi-Fi router, actually Wi-Fi router that we have in our home by using which we are taking the internet connection. No, my friend, we are not learning about that particular router. We are learning about a router like this. This is the actual router that we are going to learn. And when you talk about, let's say, Cisco switch will be something like this. So we are learning about this particular switch. We are learning about this particular Cisco switch. Okay. And then we have Cisco firewall. When you see Cisco firewall, it may look like a router only physically, but internally there are many differences between a router and a firewall. Okay. So these are the three devices. This is a Cisco firewall here. This is a Cisco switch, and this is your Cisco router. We'll see what are the internal components we have, what are the external components we have, what are the commands we have, what are the protocols, how to configure, how to troubleshoot, all these things we will see. But as of now, just brief introduction here about routers, switches, and firewalls. So these are the devices that we are going to learn in our coming classes. Okay. Now, one more thing here. See, like I said, in our servers, the operating system can be either Windows operating system or it will be either Linux operating system, right? Windows servers or any of the Linux distribution. It can be Red Hat Linux or it can be Fedora or Ubuntu or Kali Linux or any of the other Linux distribution. But what about router, switch, and firewall? What sort of operating system we have in this router, switch, and firewall? Router, switch, and firewall is also having a operating system known as iOS, Internet Network Operating System. This operating system is designed by Cisco itself. So the difference is in the operating system of Cisco and the operating system of Juniper. They all support protocols like EAGRP, OSPF, IP addressing, VLANs. They support everything. But how to configure them, that will be the difference. So router is having a operating system, switch is having an operating system, and firewall is also having an operating system. And this operating system is not like your Windows or Linux operating system. It's a bit different operating system. I repeat, it is a bit different operating system. Probably in our routing classes and switching classes, or let's say in complete CCNA, we'll be learning around 40 to 45 commands. Let's say maximum 50 commands we are learning in complete course. Got it? So this is your Cisco device with a Cisco operating system. Okay, let me just show you how the devices will look actually from inside, means your operating system. You know how to use a Windows operating system very well. And most probably you will learn about the Linux operating system also in coming days. But let me just show you few examples of this Cisco operating system. By the way, this is your Cisco packet tracer. This is a simulation software actually we use to do all the practicals. So you can simply install this operating system, you can simply install this application in your laptop and you can work on this simulation and you can do all the practicals there. Okay, let me just take few devices here. So see, this is some device actually. Don't worry what I'm doing here, friends. I'll just come to this in great details in coming classes. Let me just increase the font size here. Okay. Practicals we can do easily by using this simulation. Now see here, I'll say something as no here. When I say enable configure terminal, and if I say do show IP interface brief, if I say do show IP route, you know what I did here? Enable is one command, config T is one command, do show IP interface brief is one command, and do show IP route is one command. Out of this, 35, 40 or 50 commands, what I said, we have already seen 4 commands actually. What is the output? That's a different discussion. As of now, we are not worried about the output. But coming to the commands actually, how big commands can be there? Commands can be something like this. Show IP route, show IP interface brief. This is your actual Cisco router output. This is the way the routers are designed. This is the router operating system. Okay. Now, if I go to a switch here, let me take few switches here. Or at least one switch is more than enough. I'll go with this switch. See, it is a 24 port switch here, but if you go to CLI, it looks similar to your router actually. So there are few commands which are same in router and switch. Okay, so if I say enable here, same command, config T, same command, but can I say do show IP route here? No. What it says here, it says invalid input detected, means it says there is no command with the name route in switch. Routing is a command that is available in a router, but coming to switch, I can say do show MAC table. See, once I said do show MAC table, it shows me some MAC address table here. So this particular MAC table command is available in switch. The route command is available in router and MAC command is available in switch. So like this, some differences will be there. But overall, a switch and a router, the feel and the configurations and the commands are majorly same. But you know, they both have their own protocols and they both have their own working style. They both have their, unique, use in our computer network. So when we go with the router class, where we are spending around 12, 13 classes actually, we learn only about the routers. And once we move into the switch, where we are spending around 8 classes or 10 classes, there we will learn only about the switches. And at the end of the day, we just need to combine routers, switches, and all the other devices, and we need to make a network. We need to make a computer network there. Okay. Let me just say exit here and say show VLAN. See, this is again very important command here, show VLAN. It shows me some output here. So can I see the same command? Can I use the same command in a router? Probably no. So this is the way we can use our routers and switches, and we can configure these routers and switches. And how to do all these practicals? By using a simulation software called Cisco Packet Tracer. So whatever commands we are executing here in the Cisco Packet Tracer, whatever topologies we make in the Cisco Packet Tracer, literally everything will be same on a physical router or on a physical switch. Okay, so it will be very easy. See, no one can take a physical router and a physical switch in their home. It may cost you some lakhs of rupees if you go with the used routers and used switches. That is your second-hand routers and second-hand switches. So no need to buy any extra devices for your CCNA practicals, my friend. Cisco Packet Tracer is more than enough to practice everything on router, switch, and firewall. And how we practice our server administration, that is also quite simple actually. When we go for, just a second. Yeah, so when we go with our, Linux administration classes, there we will see how we can practice our Linux administration commands and all the services and each and everything. We have something called Oracle VirtualBox or VMware Workstation simulations there. So using which we can do all the practicals there. So literally for all these practicals, we have simulations available. Freely we can download from the internet and freely we can use for our practical purpose. The only thing you need to have here is you need to have a computer, a laptop or a desktop with at least 8 GB RAM. So if you're having 8 GB RAM, that's great. Actually, 4 GB is also sufficient, but still 8 GB will be much better actually. So if you're having a computer or a laptop with i3 processor or above, 6 GB, 8 GB RAM or above, you're 100% eligible to do all CCNM practicals and all Linux administration practicals. Okay, so how to make our setup, how to build our lab, and how to do all the practicals, that we will see when time comes. As of now, we are still in very basics, right? So let us just try to ignore this and let us try to move to some other things. Okay, fine. So this is the local area network, friends. So I'm here for you. I'm done with the session for today, actually. It's enough for like 45 minutes for day one. So if you have any doubts, any questions regarding CCNA, Linux, or anything else, feel free to send your questions in chat box. Or if you want to talk to me directly, friends, I'm more than available for you. So initially, few days, we'll just go with like the 45 minute sessions. For that, we'll just go with our regular time, at least 1 hour a day. Okay, so there are a few questions here. Which Linux we will use? Red Hat. Of course, Red Hat Raj, Red Hat 9.4 version, the latest version we will go with. Okay. How long the course content? The course will complete, let us say, around 35 days for CCNA and around 35 days for your Linux server administration. Okay, so if you want to come parallelly, let me just write down this. If you want to come parallelly, today we started CCNA at 9 p.m., right? This is your CCNA. And from 38th of January, that is Thursday, morning 6 a.m., I'm starting Linux. If you are comfortable in morning 6 a.m., then you can come in morning 6 a.m. for Linux administration. So parallelly, you can do both the courses. And within next 40 days, maximum 42 days, you can finish your complete package. But in case if you're not comfortable in morning class due to work and some other commitments, you can simply skip the morning 6 a.m. class as of now. For a couple of weeks, I'll start one more batch in evening time, 8 p.m., 7 p.m., 9 p.m. sometime. Then hopefully you can come in that Linux administration class. But as of now, I'm starting two classes this week, two batches this week actually. CCNA 9 p.m. from today and Linux server administration at 6 a.m. from Thursday. Are you providing recorded sessions? Every session will be recorded here, Raja, and every session will be shared with you. So each and every session, whether it is Linux server administration or CCNA, each and every session will be recorded and all the recordings will be shared with you through Google Drive. Okay. Our CCNA extension courses would be there. I think that is your question. So if you're talking about CCNP and CCIA and all those things, as of now, no, my friend. As of now, it is only CCNA and the Linux server administration. After CCNA, we have like CCNP and all those things. As of now, I'm not taking CCNP classes. I'm more into like cloud and cyber security and some other things. Okay, so for that reason, I'm taking CCNA again. So to go to cloud computing and cyber security, CCNA knowledge or the networking knowledge is mandatory. Not basics, complete CCNA course is anyway mandatory. Okay. How long the recordings will be available for future reference? I think around 11 months or 1 year, I guess. So in case of like, 1 year also, in case if you need some other recordings, I can share the recordings because I'll just take all the latest recordings. I'll keep the latest recordings with me. And future also, in case, if you miss your recordings for some reason, just keep my WhatsApp number that I'll share after like a couple of days. So I'll share all the recordings with you so that, in case if you need any latest recordings of any of the courses, what I'm taking here, I can share those recordings. Not a big deal. Okay, now few more questions are coming here. Great. Okay, can we get a job on CCNA basis? No. Can we get a job on Linux basis? No. Can we get a job on CCNA plus server administration, that is Linux and Windows administration? A big yes. Got it? Only on CCNA? Probably no. Only on Linux server administration? Probably no. We are in 2025. We are not in 2010. I remember in 2010, we used to get offers only on CCNA, only on Windows servers, only on Linux administration. But now, there are many more people who can do the work. There is more demand, there is more supply also. So now you should have CCNA as well as the server administration, then you are eligible to get a job in any company. That is the reason this package has been designed actually. Okay. Okay, one more question. With this CCNA classes, can we crack CCNA certification from Cisco? See, my friend, without these classes also, you can crack your CCNA examination. You can pass your CCNA examination. Passing the CCNA examination is not a big deal. Remember last time I told you to pass your CCNA exam, actually, you just need to have some dumps. What are dumps? For example, let us say you're taking some, let's say 300 questions, 300 questions with answers. Okay, let me just show you directly on net. There are certain websites available here, friends. You can just go through those websites and you can take all the dumps. Like for example, exam collection. This is one of the very famous websites you have. Can you see here? It says CCNA, Security Place, Azure, A Place, AWS certifications, and many more certifications. See, if I just come here, click on this Cisco, click on this exam collection here, you can see Microsoft Click on Microsoft, it will show you all the certifications that are available from Microsoft. Okay, click on Amazon, you will see all the certifications that are available from Amazon. Click on Citrix or Juniper. Okay, all the certifications are available. If you go to the Cisco here, see, CCNA is indeed one of the most famous course, right? So go to the CCNA here and you can see these dumps actually. 545 questions and answers are there. The latest examination code, 545 questions and answers. If you prepare this 550, 530, 545, whatever, this many questions and answers, 100% questions will come in exams from this 500, 300 questions. So it's not a big deal to pass your CCNA exam. And obviously the questions will be like multiple choice questions. It will be exactly like this. The questions will be exactly like this. When I did my CCNA certification in 2010 or 2011, actually 14 years before, the examination pattern was exactly like this. And today also the examination pattern is same. So there is something called PPP. This PPP protocol we will see in our coming classes. Okay, we have some other concepts here. So whatever things you see here, we'll learn practically, theoretically as well as practically. But coming to the examination here, my friend, examination you can pass only by preparing dumps. Without dumps, you should not attempt your examination. Examination fees is 300 Indian $300 actually. With tax and everything, it will be around 26,000 rupees. In case if you are going for this certification, that will be the examination fees. Okay, so without dumps, you should not attempt any online examination. Forget about CCNA, any online examination. Okay, there is one more question here. I have a doubt. What all courses need to get a job as a fresher? CCNA, MCSE, firewall needed. To get a job as a fresher, CCNA and the server administration. Server administration means your Linux server administration and Windows administration. This is the best way to start your career. When I started my career in 2008-9, I started in the same way. Windows Server Administration, CCNA, and the Linux Server Administration. It was in demand back in those days. Today it is 2025. Till today, one of the best and the easiest way to start a career in this IT is with MCSE, CCNA, and the Linux Server Administration. There is no substitute of these courses, my friend. The demand will always increase for these courses, for these technologies. Okay. Yeah, thanks a lot, Varun. Few more questions. What is the course fees? Okay, the course fees, I think I have already shared with you. Let me just, it's a package and it's an offer actually, Republic Day offer. So for CCNA live classes, Linux live classes, and for Windows Server recorded classes, the fees is only 6,999. I'm not sure how many days or how many batches they will keep this offer, but as of now, this is the offer, friends. CCNA and Linux will be live classes, and the classes will be recorded every day, and the classes will be shared with you. Recordings will be shared with you. And coming to the Windows administration, I'll just share my previous recorded sessions of the Windows administration. That is more than enough. So overall, if you go with the actual fees, it can be around 25,000 actually. But Amirpet is Amirpet actually. Offers will be there every now and then. So this is the offer we have as of now, 6,999 INR for this complete package. I'll be handling CCNA classes, I'll be handling the Linux classes, and I'll be sharing my recorded sessions of Windows. So you'll be getting everything from my side. Can I put 2-3 years of experience on this? Easily, you can put 2-3 years of experience on this. I will recommend you to put maximum 3 years of experience. Do not go with more than 3 years. Just try to go maximum like 2 to 3 years of experience. That will be more than enough for you to crack any interview. That much knowledge or that much understanding you will get about this particular technology for sure. Okay, so yeah, great, good question. So I'm still waiting for your questions if you have any. I just want to say one thing meanwhile, friends, if you want to go big in this technology, like if someone is aiming for cloud computing at the highest level, DevOps and cyber security at the highest level, you can reach every level what you're desiring, my friend. But you need to start from somewhere. You need to start properly. If you just sit in a cloud computing class or a DevOps class or a cyber security class as a fresher, in cricketing terminologies we say bouncer, right? Jasprit Bumrah, he bowls a bouncer. Everything is going above the head. This is literally the most common problem we have today in every person. They just try to jump to the latest technology. But we need to see the history, my friend. The latest technology is coming from where? The latest technology is coming from the previous technologies, my friend. So if you want to get success in your career, where you learn, when you learn, with whom you learn, it's a different thing. As a friendly suggestion, I'm saying start your career from learning the Linux server and the CCNA. This is the best thing you can do for your career, my friend. Okay, within 2 months, 3 months, no one can become expert in all the other technologies. It will take time. So just try to learn things properly, then go for a job, get a job, and then just try to, you know, improve your knowledge and just try to gain more understanding of the latest technologies. Can career gap people learn this course and will this be helpful? Any person can learn this course, my friend. There is no, uh, prerequisites needed. If you are coming from, let's say, commerce background, let's say from arts background, or let's say from science or social background or any background, any person can, learn these courses easily. If you follow what I'm trying to explain you here in every session, you can learn these courses easily. And coming to the gap, after completing this particular package, you can easily put 2 to 3 years of experience. More than 3 years of experience, I'm not recommending that much, my friend. So with maximum 3 years of experience, you can go and you can apply for jobs anywhere across the globe. That much understanding you'll get for sure, that much knowledge and that much, hands-on practicals you can get on this particular course. See, 80 to 85% topics are more, logical here. It will not be difficult for you to understand those topics, but there are, 15 to 20% topics which we need to spend more time. That's it. Every topic is very simple and straightforward topic. Every topic is a topic based on some logic. So it's not a big deal to learn anything in CCNA, anything in MCSE, or anything in Linux server administration. So there are few topics which are a bit difficult. So you just need to spend few extra hours on that particular topic and you can simply crack that particular topic. Whatever I have learned in 2008-9 in CCNA or servers and all those things, till today the topics are same. Whatever I have learned those in 2008 and 9 in those particular technologies, I'm still using those things in my latest technologies like cyber security or cloud computing or whatever things we have today. So there is no substitute for this particular technology. There is no substitute for CCNA and the server administration. It will remain with you for rest of your life. Whatever you do in your career, after 2, 3, 5, 10, 15, 20 years, this knowledge will be there with you and this knowledge will be helping you in every other technology what you do, my friend. This is such a big thing. This technology is such a big thing for every person's career. Okay, so you can easily go with like 2, 3 years of experience. Okay, one more question here. How we can get real-time projects? See, whenever we do practicals, my friend, we are doing practicals based on a particular scenario, based on a particular project. We are not learning A plus A for apple, B for ball here. No, we are learning everything in a particular order. We are learning everything like a project or everything like a particular scenario. So you just need to understand many scenarios. That's it. Okay, fine. So great. That was the session for today, friends. Thanks for your questions and thanks for coming here. And before we go, I just want to say one thing. Whenever you learn, wherever you learn, hopefully I'll be expecting you today actually at 9, tomorrow at 9 p.m. But still, if you decided to go with cloud computing or DevOps or cyber security or networking or, server administration, any of this particular path, you have selected great path for yourself, my friend. There are many opportunities available. The only thing that can happen to you in your career is you will get a lot of growth. Okay, but for that you need to start from the fundamentals, from the basics, and slowly you can step into the advanced part of this particular technology. So today was the first demo session, friends. Like, tomorrow will be one more very simple demo session. We'll just try to go a bit deeper into the fundamentals of networks, and after that we'll go into the actual syllabus. Okay, so today and tomorrow you can join with the same link, and after tomorrow I think they will share the link only with people who have registered for this particular course. Today's session and tomorrow's session is available on YouTube. But after tomorrow, once we start the regular topics or the main topics, they will share the recorded sessions only with people who have registered for this particular batch. So they will create a they will create a Google Drive there, and through Google Drive they will share all the recordings every day. Okay. And coming to me, like I said, I'll share my WhatsApp number. In case if you have any doubts when you do practicals, you can ping me on my WhatsApp number. I'll be more than happy to help you out on the WhatsApp. It is only for texting purpose, so hopefully it will be more than useful for you to take some support from my side. So once you follow every session, it's not a rocket science, my friend. Frankly speaking, it's not a rocket science. Once you follow every session, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. is CCNA. Just try to come every day 9 p.m. and be here till 10 p.m. There is nothing that you can say like, oh, it's very difficult. Nothing, my friend. If you just follow the mechanism very well, if you just follow the structure of this course very well, it will be super easy for you to learn each and everything here. Okay, fine. So that's it for the day, friends. We'll meet again tomorrow at same time, 9 p.m. India Standard Time for one more basic fundamental class of networks. Okay, thank you, friends. Take care. Bye.